All right, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to come on here tonight and basically talk about something that I feel like can help a lot of you guys. You know what I'm saying? With your journey to building a business, with your journey to acquiring wealth, or whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying, call it in that realm. But yeah, basically, I feel like one thing that isn't discussed enough that I feel like would benefit a lot of you guys on your journey is the law of averages. You know what I'm saying? So today's video, we'll be talking about how to use the law of averages to your benefit, or how to best use it when building your business. You know what I'm saying? So first things first, with that being said, man, what is the law of averages? Now, I don't want to give you guys a incorrect definition, so give me a second. I will look up the exact definition, but I can give you guys like a brief synopsis of what the law of averages is, or like an example. Basically, the law of averages is like, before I look it up, it's basically like you get 100 shots at bat. The law of averages says that you're probably going to miss 70% of the time, but those 30 times that you do hit will be the one that takes you far. You know what I'm saying? You're probably going to miss 70% of the time, but those 30 that you hit, you know what I'm saying, are the ones you need that will take you far. You know what I mean? So yeah. But let me look up the exact definition. The law of averages. Meaning. Okay. It says the law of averages is a common informal belief that future events will balance out based on past results, which is different from the true mathematical law of large numbers. Okay, so practical uses in life and business, sales and tasks. If you do a task enough times, like making sales calls, a predictable success rate or ratio will show up over time. Independent odds. Each single try starts fresh with the exact same probability, no matter what happened before. Okay, so if you guys don't really understand what that means, it's basically saying, there was an example that I had earlier today, which was, this creator I saw said, there's a statistic that says in baseball, the greatest hitters, right? The greatest people at bat, the greatest swingers in baseball, they miss on about 70% of their swings, right? Now, I haven't verified this exact fact, but that's what this creator said, right? And it explains the law of averages perfectly, right? So if the greatest swingers in professional baseball history miss 70% of the time, and they are still making multi-millions, they are still considered one of the greatest to ever play, then that goes to show you just how much, you know what I'm saying, attempts at bat you need to actually give it. You know what I mean? That means if they're missing 70% of the time out of 100 at bats, right? That's what they call it in baseball. Out of 100 times at the plate, 70 times that they swing, they are hitting nothing. You know what I mean? 70 times that they swing, they are hitting absolutely zero. But 30 of those times out of 100, they hit something. They get a single, they get a double, they get a home run. You know what I mean? A grand slam. That's all you guys need to understand and internalize, right? Because the law of averages says, like it said in the definition, every single time that you show up to the plate and you keep swinging, your probability of hitting resets. It resets to zero. You know what I mean? It's not like your probability of hitting it goes down. You know what I mean? So at that point, you need to understand it just becomes a numbers game. It just becomes about how many inputs are you putting in, right? If the law of averages says you need to swing 1,000 times before, you know what I'm saying, you get that one hit, then you go up there and you swing 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? You may have to post 100 pieces of content to get one that goes viral, but that one that goes viral could completely change your life. You might have to post 200 pieces of content to get one piece to go viral. And that one that finally goes viral will absolutely change your life. You might have to post 1,000 pieces of content, you guys. Some people, there's plenty of creators, if you go on their YouTube channels, they've posted 1,000+ YouTube videos, and maybe have one or two that took off. Sometimes it is like that. But you guys, I need you to understand that as long as the way to win the game is to keep playing, right? The way to get that grand slam, that home run, is to never give up, to keep showing up at the plate. Because the only way you can lose when it comes to the law of averages is by not showing up to the plate at all, right? Right or wrong? The only way you can lose is by just giving up, throwing the towel in. You know what I mean? Like, go back to the example of baseball, right? They have 100 at-bats. 70 times they're going to miss, right? So imagine, right? They go to the plate 70 times. Miss, 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 right? These are the greatest swingers in baseball, right? Imagine they go to the plate and they miss 70 straight times. A lot of people would be discouraged at that, right? The average person would. I know I probably would. But guess what? Imagine if they went to the plate 70 straight times and missed every single time and then just decided, you know what? I'm done. This isn't for me. I'm done swinging. Game over. I'm not swinging anymore. You know what I mean? I'm done for the season. Imagine if on that 70th try, they just completely threw the towel in and gave up. Completely, you guys. Like, seriously. When little do they know, on the 71st try, boom, home run. Boom, grand slam. Boom, hit. You know what I mean? Like, imagine they don't know because they've swung 70 different times and every time they kept missing. They don't know in the back of their head that the 71st time is going to be the one. They don't know that. You know what I mean? And this can apply to multiple fields. You know what I mean? This can apply to rapping. Imagine a rapper drops 70 songs that do nothing, right? And then, boom, they drop the 71st song and it blows up. It goes crazy on TikTok. They reach #1. They get a platinum hit. Drake hops on the remix. You know what I mean? Like this is how things can happen, you guys. Things can happen fast. So the point I'm trying to make here is you just have to keep swinging. As a content creator, you can, you know what I'm saying, post 100 videos straight. And then on the 101st video, you know what I mean? It takes off. You get 1 million views, you get 2 million views, you get monetized and your life changes, right? It can happen like that, you guys. But the one common theme that is consistent throughout all of this with the law of averages is you absolutely cannot stop showing up. You know what I mean? That is the only input that is controllable for you. Now, there's this businessman that I reference all the time. His name's Alex Hormozy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys are familiar if you've seen a video or two on my channel before. I reference him pretty often. But one thing that he always says is, you know what I mean? The game is to never give up. The game, how to win the game is to just keep playing. You know what I mean? That's literally one of his go-to lines. Like, you literally just have to keep playing and eventually something will hit. Eventually something will give. Something will go right. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make, this is something else that he always says. You have to make the promise to yourself that regardless, that you just know you won't give up. You will do whatever it is for however long it takes. Let me say that again. You will do whatever it takes for however long it takes. You know what I mean? That is the mindset that you have to, you know what I'm saying, win in this game of life. And that is in multiple fields. Like I said, we gave a baseball example, a content example, a music, rap example. You know what I mean? Like this law of averages, it applies to so many different things. Business, like you make 100 sales calls and you give up right before that 101st sales call that goes right. And it's a huge client that you missed out on securing and he was ready to sign, right? But all because you gave up before that last one. You know what I mean? You threw the towel in. You didn't keep playing. You didn't keep showing up at the plate and keep swinging. You missed out on that client. You know what I mean? Like, This is what I need you guys to understand, man, and take away from this video, man. The law of averages can work for you. It's a science-backed thing, man. Like, there's no reason to feel like you don't have a chance. You know what I mean? All you have to do is consistently keep showing up day in, day out, and doing the inputs, controlling the controllables. Tell yourself in your mind that you will not give up and you will do whatever it takes for however long it takes, and allow the law of averages to take over, you guys. Just keep showing up. You got this. That's really the gist of this video, you guys. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Love y'all, and we staying consistent, man. So I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow.